would correct you over here. Skincare process I think starts even earlier, like
Really?
sunblock for example.
Right.
ठीक है, acne and oily जो oily skin होती है वो puberty के बाद definitely होती है, because oil glands become more active. You know, वो hormones का effect with the testosterone, estrogen, etc. All of that comes into play right at puberty. But before that, especially school going kids, जो school going लड़कियां, उनका sun exposure actually ज़्यादा है compared to somebody who's in like college and university, because वो sports class this that, तो वहाँ पे sunblock miss हो जाता है लोगों का, and then they're like, oh हमें तो पता ही नहीं था. So this is what I keep telling people. And just today I opened my Instagram and somebody had messaged, I'm taking my 2-month-old daughter to Umrah, what sunblock should I take? And I was just like, I had no answer for her. I was like, ये दो extremes चल रही हैं यहाँ पे, वो 2-month-old daughter को भी sunblock चाहिए, फिर जो ज़रा ज़्यादा जिनको चाहिए sunblock वो तो लगा ही नहीं रहे अपना. So sunblock I think is probably one of the most important things.
So
and
मेरे
that starts
ज़हन में भी I have to admit ये सवाल आ रहा था कि what is too young? When do you start?
So
with
generally
sunblock?
speaking, I tell people after the age of 1 you can start putting sunblock.
As in 1-year-old? Okay then.
Yeah, and जो obviously कोई नहीं करता, मतलब कोई नहीं करता. ये तो मुझे भी खुद ये dermatology करने के बाद पता लगा था कि ठीक है आप 1 साल की उम्र से you can safely start putting on sunscreen and stuff. And वो भी उसमें different types होते हैं. कौन सा वाला बच्चों का थोड़ा kid friendly sunscreen होता है which will not irritate their eyes, etc. Bunch of those things. But ideally when the kid starts going to school is when you want to start using a sunblock. Especially अब तो school भी I think इतनी जल्दी शुरू हो गए हैं, preschool and play groups and whatnot.
अपने बच्चे को register करें play group में
और sunblock खरीदें.
2 in 1. ये आपकी deal होनी चाहिए.
Yeah.
Right.
And
so that young.
And for the puberty thing that you mentioned, of course, so puberty के time पे there's a lot of hormonal changes, right? But there's increase in estrogen, वो testosterone का effect अलग है, तो उसमें the sebaceous glands, which is what produces the oil, जो sebum कहते हैं, they become more active, and वो skin पे oily होना, acne होना, that's when it starts. And again, genetics plays a very strong role over here. एक हमारे पास ना बड़े खास assessment का तरीका होता है कि if girls, let's say around the age of 11-12 come in with acne on the center of their face, like let's say nose or forehead पे, we know it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad in the next couple of years. और वो फिर उनसे सवाल दो और पूछें तो पता लगता है कि अम्मा अब्बा दोनों को बहुत बुरी acne, so you know genetics बहुत उनकी strong है. So for them we kind of start on like earlier intervention कि ज़रा instead of like a very mild soap, we'll give them a slightly stronger acne based cleanser and acne based वो, and early age में retinols भी हम शुरू करते हैं, मतलब for acne, not like anti aging, but for, I know ये लोगों का ना बड़ा एकदम सोचते हैं कि ओ हम retinol, मैंने कहा think of it as a दवाई, not as an anti aging thing. So that's really when you want to start taking control of your skin.
Right. Yeah. So that early. And one must be aware and cognizant of the fact कि you know अगर कोई problem है उसको address करें.
जी absolutely.
Do you think that the fact that younger girls are into heavier makeup now, ये makeup ज़्यादा हो रहा है, does that play a role in
that
skin?
Does definitely it does. Makeup की I think awareness भी ज़्यादा है, availability भी ज़्यादा है, you know there's left right brands भी हैं, सारी चीज़ें, accessibility भी बहुत ज़्यादा है, and I feel girls have definitely become more conscious. I don't remember putting on makeup until I don't know when, शायद university college तक शायद basics होता होगा, you know like kajal and वो mascara type, not like thick layers of foundation. A lot of times what I've seen, girls are now doing makeup to cover up, you know वो acne को भी cover up करेंगे, निशान को भी करेंगे, because obviously there's a lot of body shaming unfortunately कि जी वो skin देखो, निशान देखो, people will come pinpoint कि जी तुम्हारी चेहरे पे क्या वो, ये तो बहुत, I've had people break down in the clinic so many times कि नहीं वो university college में like school type में bullying वो लड़कों ने कुछ कह दिया तो जी लड़कियों ने कुछ कह दिया, teacher ने कुछ कह दिया, you know there's a lot of that stuff that goes on.
Yeah, the pressure to look Gora.
The pressure to look Gora, that is unreal. I feel ये तो सबसे बड़ा, मैं उस दिन किसको कहती थी, मैं कहा हमारा जो pandemic है वो ये है more than anything else, because there is this wild obsession of wanting to look Gora. गोरे को भी गोरा और होना है, जो गोरा नहीं है उसको तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा गोरा होना है, and it's the pressure from the parents also. I've had mothers bring in their daughters, and these are daughters who are in their late 20s, they're working with the university, college, काम वाम कर रहे हैं. It's the रिश्ता time, you know रिश्ता process वाला time है. I've had moms come in, point to their daughter's face in front of me like इसका रंग साफ करें, इसकी शक्ल साफ करें, and I've had girls cry in my clinic कि जी
that's so sad.
It's really sad. That's and so I've had to tell off mothers multiple times, like मतलब मुझे लगता है मेरी आदत उनसे लड़ाइयाँ हो रही होती हैं, and I tell them, I'm like अगर आप ये घर में बोलेंगे, so how do you feel your daughter is going to feel empowered when she goes out? ठीक है, sure she might be dark, she might have a skin problem, you still need to, she's still your child, I mean she's gotten what you've given her, तो आप उसको empower नहीं करेंगे तो बाहर जाके तो दुनिया उसको बोलेगी, तो वो तो वैसे ही confidence खत्म हो जाएगा, तो ये चीज़ तो बहुत ज़्यादा है, ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा
Unfortunately, हमारा मीडिया भी इसके ऊपर perpetuate करता है.
100%. ये गोरे होने की जो ड्रिप्स हैं और गोरे होने की दवाइयाँ जो हैं सारी,
Injections हैं,
ये तो
creams हैं, whitening creams हैं, all of that.
बहुत ज़्यादा इसका प्रॉब्लम.
ये तो एक that's an entire different conversation.
100%.
And obviously we don't want to go down that route if we want to feel empowered and happy with ourselves as age goes by. But the 20s is an important decade, right?
20s I feel is probably the most pivotal point in your life in any sense actually. I think career point of view से financial decisions हो गए, finding the right life partner, finding the right, I think just finding your own style and discovering yourself. I feel like 20s is very pivotal for anybody.
So how important is it to eat healthy in your 20s for your skin? Or does it have any relation?
No, 100%. So that's what I tell people कि diet I think plays a very, very integral role. Diet में आपका खाना भी आ जाता है, diet में आपके supplements भी आ जाते हैं, आपके macronutrients, micronutrients, you know, so there's a bunch of those things. But people think कि जी हमने सिर्फ अंडा खा लिया काफ़ी है, फिर पूरा दिन chips and burgers ये करें. Okay, sure, you can have that once in a while. I mean, you can't stop anybody. I have it every once in a while. Indulge तो हर कोई करता है. But you have to have a balance. You have to have your multivitamins. You have to have your supplements. But you know, essential ones like your calcium, vitamin D, vitamin C, magnesium. These are the really important ones that you want to make sure that
even in your 20s.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel that is probably the most important time. मतलब growth तो आपकी चले throughout ही हो रही थी, but in your 20s, I feel there's so many changes in your body. And I personally feel, because I mean, now that I'm in like my mid 30s, I would say कि in 20s आपका वो mental growth भी बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही होती है. I feel कि वो एक अलग किस्म के stresses होते हैं. They do play a very important role on your body as well, because stress, as lame as it may sound, but I feel stress can probably make or break you.
Absolutely.
In all forms. आपकी skin से लेके, बालों से लेके, weight से लेके, वो हर चीज़ को,
आपका पेट, आपकी skin,
हर
आपके
चीज़,
बाल,
I feel everything, stress can play a very major role in all of that.
Absolutely. So what would you say in your experience are the important landmark years in a woman's life? जहाँ पे कोई ना कोई स्किन प्रॉब्लम erupt हो सकती है या हेयर प्रॉब्लम हो सकते हैं, you know, it's puberty for sure.
Puberty for
Then
sure.
Perhaps
that's
pregnancy?
where it starts. 100%. Pregnancy में बहुत changes आते हैं, and I think this is something people don't talk about, because I've had people come in मतलब वो बेचारे इतने परेशान लड़कियां आती हैं कि वो प्रेगनेंसी में उनको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा होता कि बालों के साथ क्या हो रहा है, स्किन, बिकॉज देयर टू थिंग्स दैट कैन हैपन. आई वाज जस्ट गोना कम टू दैट. कईयों के बहुत अच्छे हो जाते हैं, कईयों के बहुत बुरे हो जाते हैं. सो यू नो, सम पीपल विल गेट दैट प्रेगनेंसी ग्लो एंड सम पीपल विल गेट दिस massive outbreak of acne which they've never experienced. And then in pregnancy our hands are tied because literally there's one antibiotic that I've been given pregnancy for acne, तो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है वो, you know, it's like a 9-month long period, फिर उसके आगे पे breastfeeding का period, so we have to be very tactful in what we're giving. Lasers हम कर नहीं सकते ज़्यादा during pregnancy. So there's two sides of pregnancy for women, I feel.
I wasn't aware of this. I thought
ये तो नहीं glow सबका नहीं आता, बाल सबके नहीं अच्छे होते जो generally the ideas, but